So we're continuing our personal narrative, our memoir unit, and today I'm going to talk about how to create a graphic novel out of your story. Okay, so you guys have already written your story, your personal memoir, or your narrative. Okay, and my story was, I used to live in Japan. I found my cat Hikaru in Japan. Hikaru means light in Japanese. Okay, that's the first part of it. What I'm going to do is, each of these boxes is kind of like a comic strip. Okay, it's kind of like a comic. And so it's called a graphic novel, and I can create my own graphic novel if I want to. Alright? When you create a graphic novel, you don't have to include all these words in here. You can just pick and choose the important words you want to use. So when I read this, I used to live in Japan. I found my cat Hikaru in Japan. Hikaru means light in Japanese. What I'm going to do is, I think I'll draw a picture of me. Okay. And I'm going to sit on the floor with my cat, because I want to just sit there with him. And this was how he looked when I picked him up. He was just a little baby. And there I was holding him. And I'm not the best artist in the world, so I have to just do my best here. And I told you, he's white with black spots, so he's like a little cow kitty. Okay, and there's his whiskers. Okay, there's me holding Hikaru. And I'll put a smiley face on here. Alright, so I used to live in Japan. I found my cat Hikaru in Japan. And I'm going to draw the house near where I found him. Okay, now up here, I could write a sentence if I want to. I could write a few words if I want to. There's not a lot of room, unless I write really tiny. Okay, but I'm just going to write Hikaru and me in Japan. Okay, and maybe I want to draw a little map of Japan in the background. Okay, and the way yours would look would be a little bit different for each of you. Okay, it would be a little bit different for each of you. Hikaru and me in Japan. And the place I found him was actually right here, so I could draw that out like I was magnifying this picture. Okay. And then I'm drawing it like that. And then I say, when I was walking to the store, I heard a tiny meow. I looked all around until I discovered a tiny fluff ball of a kitten. He was white with black spots. He looked like a cow. Sometimes I call him Cow Kitty. Alright, so that might be a good comic strip, because here I can put Hikaru right here. Okay, and I'm going to build him like this, and I'm going to put his tail up in the air, because he always did that when he's hungry. He would wag his tail back and forth. And I'm going to do this, give him some legs. And give him some black spots on there so he looks like a cow kitty. And then do this. Alright. There, put some whiskers on him. Okay, and then what I can say is, sometimes I call him Cow Kitty. So here I am, right? Maybe coming back from my job. And smiling, I can say, here, Cow Kitty, and then put a exclamation point there, and I'll put that in quotation marks because I'm speaking.